Hi, and welcome to this edition of Tech Clarity TV. My name's Jim Brown, president of Tech Clarity, where we make the business value of technology clear. Today, I would normally be at Siemens headquarters to get an update on the cloud and the transition that Siemens and their customers are making, but we're being socially distanced because of the pandemic. So I'm going to be joined remotely today by Bill Boswell. Bill is a vice president at Siemens Digital Industries Software, and we're going to get a bit of a report card on the transition to the cloud. So let's get some clarity. So Bill, it's great to talk to you today. Always good to share ideas and status with the industry with you. Today we see so many companies looking for cloud value, whether that be implementation value, being able to implement faster with lower risk, or operational value to operate with less resources, but also some unique value for industrial software and some strategic value. Today, maybe one of the things people are more appreciative of is the collaborative nature of the cloud and how easy it is to connect people. We're connecting remotely today, and where normally we would be doing this in person, and we're operating differently than we have in a while. So that seems to be something that I think people are really appreciating now, and I'm curious what you see as the biggest value that companies are appreciating about the cloud right now.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Jim. I think the biggest value that we see of companies that have already started to make that digitalization journey and that move into the cloud is that they have more flexibility and more options now. So just like we're seeing in this kind of personal environment, right, where we're using video conferencing a lot more and other tools in the cloud that we may not have used every day in our daily lives, we're having the ability to do that is a big benefit. So with industrial software, right, the ability to be able to do things like remote monitoring and predictive maintenance versus scheduled maintenance, and being able to have access to the tools that I've used on my desktop in the office, but from home, and using the cloud to be able to do that, I think makes a huge difference. And just having those options as a company to take the ability of the cloud to scale up and down that way is a huge benefit.
Yeah. And I mean, we obviously saw this transition to the cloud, start well before the pandemic, and certainly has, probably prepared some people for it better than others. We believe that the work moving to the cloud, that shift is inevitable, whether it's companies refreshing their entire IT infrastructure or whether companies are moving, to gain access to some new piece of functionality, industrial IoT or whatever it may be, that really requires the cloud. But also for strategic things, we see that over a third of companies tell us that digitalization is critical to achieving their business strategy. And actually over half say that it's at least important to achieving their overall business strategy. Bill, what do you see as customers' priorities today?
Well, when we talk to customers, Jim, we hear a lot of the same things. Companies are making their journey to the cloud, starting at different points for different reasons. But that ability to have someone like Siemens there to have their back, right, with the expertise on the cloud, with the experience of not just being a software vendor, but having the industry domain knowledge ourselves from the industries that we work in as a manufacturer, makes a big difference, because we can help them with not only the mechanics of the tools and the applications, but really the strategy for how to get their best. And because we've been on that journey ourselves, right? Siemens is now using the cloud for everything, and that's been a big change in the last 5 or 10 years. And it's the technology from Digital Industry Software, that the accelerator portfolio, that's really helped them to make that change.
Yeah, and I think the change really is accelerating, and we definitely see a tremendous amount of progress towards the cloud. Some work just inherently requires the cloud. IoT, for example, industrial IoT, some of the big data analytics. Some is just better on the cloud, something like a generative design or simulation because of infinite computing. And then just sometimes it's just the general benefits of, reduced costs, reduced resources, and lowering the barrier for solutions. One of the things that we've seen as a bit of an inhibitor is when we ask companies how much functionality, how much of the rich capabilities of their industrial software are they willing to trade for the benefits of the cloud, for those sort of generalized benefits of the cloud. What we see is that companies are willing to trade very little, if any at all, of the capabilities that they need to run their business in order to gain cloud benefits. Given that, Bill, what do you see as solutions and companies moving to the cloud? What's the process?
Yeah, I think that that's a really good point, Jim. We don't think that companies should have to give up functionality to move to the cloud. Typically, what we see is that whether it's through comprehensive digital twins or whether it's moving to kind of a more personalized and adaptable and modern kind of approach to things, companies are going to want the functionality they need to support the use cases that they're doing today. So today, some of that software may be running on premise, connected to the cloud, or managed by the cloud. Some of those things may be cloud ready and shifted into the cloud operations, and some may be native SaaS applications. And behind the scenes, right, the company that they're working with, like Siemens, will be constantly evolving that software, right? So there's new SaaS applications that are tailored towards more personalized workflows and more adaptable to that are happening every day. And what's running on premise today may be running in the cloud tomorrow, but the users may not even know that difference. So everybody's on a journey. The idea is that you're able to be more productive and do more things in the cloud, not less.
Yeah. And Bill, what's your philosophy in terms of how quickly companies need to move to the cloud?
Yeah, I think that when we talk to customers all the time, we talk about one of the differences in our approaches is that it's the customer's own pace. It's their way, their pace. And with our expertise and our knowledge in the cloud, along with the technology and the applications of the solutions to get them there, we have the knowledge to help them on that journey, whether that's a move of certain functionality to the cloud, or whether it's essentially looking at how are they going to do their strategic architecture for their company. We have the ability to kind of bring in expertise to help them and technology to help get them there, or with our global partner ecosystem to bring in partners as well that can help them on all aspects of that journey.
Right. Bill, thank you so much. It's always good to catch up with you, and really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
Thanks, Jim. Stay healthy.
You too. Thanks so much.